cloud. Alrighty. So I'm just going to restate what our focus and intention is for today, and just say here we are. It's August 15th, mid-pandemic. No sense of when this journey is quite going to end, and it's been intense. So our focus for today is really about grounding into the body, feeling rooted. There's going to be more emphasis on the lower body today, so getting into the knees, the feet, the lower legs, the thighs, the hips, pelvis, rooting there, and a focus on the root chakra and the aponic or downward flowing energy. So those are going to be some of the emphasis and phrases that I'll be talking about. And you know, as we come into the body, I think it's one of the best ways that we can turn towards ourselves with the utmost of kindness and care. And that's my hope for today, is that we can have a shared intention. I'm going to turn on a light because I think I'm a little bit dark, but a shared intention around kindness and care. I'm coming right back. That looks better. So it's easy in intense times to lose sight of that, either with ourselves, where we can start to become excessively self-critical, or in reactivity with others. I feel like this wildfire that's happening, or multiple wildfires that are happening here in Colorado, are kind of a metaphor for this right now, where this sense that a spark can just fly out and you know, lead to a whole nother patch of heat, patch of hotness. And so our goal today is to really kind of catch that within ourselves, slow it down, really observe the breath, observe the body, and tap into the nurturance and the care, the hidden treasures that live inside of the body. And sometimes we, you know, can see in the world this emphasis on caring for the inner child, or attending to those more tender, soft parts of ourselves. And I think that one of the best ways that we care for that inner child is by caring for the body, is really holding ourselves as we would hold a young infant, and just kind of going, oh, like, this is my hand, this is my sweet arm, right? And that as we can come in and hold ourselves that way, it's such a direct way of bringing this kindness and this care into self. So I will invite you at this point to drop in, to let these words land where they do, and begin to sense and feel what you're bringing into this practice today. Noticing your physical body, your mind, quality of your thoughts, how you slept last night, or if it's in the evening where you're practicing, what happens during your day, what's informing you as you walk onto the mat. Perhaps noticing where your breath is moving easily in your body and where it might be a little caught. And as we come in, the opportunity to sense and feel these nuances, but to do so without judgment. To do so with curiosity. And If you begin to notice places in your body that feel tight or caught or tense, the invitation today is to go toward that with that kindness, with that gentleness, to trust that in the body, in those places, there are often these gems of understanding, these pockets of your own wisdom, even held in our patterns of tension or discomfort. So it's a deep trust journey. I'll share a poem that supports this intention by the mystic poet Mirabai. She says, "O friend, understand the body. The body is like the ocean, rich with hidden treasures. Open your innermost chamber and light its lamp. Within the body are gardens, rare flowers, peacocks, the inner music. Within the body, a lake of bliss. On it, the white soul swans take their joy." So within your body is your connection to the earth. And as we take this inward journey, this supports our outward presence in the world. Allowing yourself to sense within your body what your intention might be for today. It doesn't need to have words. This intentionality might just be a felt sense of bubbling up from the depths of that ocean within. And as we move forward with this shared intention of embodiment today, I'm going to go ahead and slide back onto the mat, allowing yourself to prepare as we come into some movement together. Our first movement practice will be with the breath and just taking a moment to rub your hands together. Just warming up, presence in your palms. And then taking your hands to opposite shoulders, and for just a moment, a gentle massage right down each of your arms. Taking it down upper arm, across your elbows, across the forearms, and then palm to palm, just waking up. It's said that we have chakras or energy centers right in the palms of our hands. Allowing yourself to wake up, move your fingers, rotate hands around the wrists. And then releasing hands by your sides. On an inhalation, drawing arms up overhead. Maybe taking your gaze up. And on an exhalation, turning your palms out, sweeping them down to grace the earth. Moving with your breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to sweep. Exhale, pressing the air away. Let your spine get a little bit longer. Inhale. Exhale. One more like that. Beautiful. as you release your hands down, allowing yourself to, for a moment, tune into your eyes. Let your eyes be soft. You can even bring your palms around your eyes, just softening the forehead, the temples, a gentle massage, or running your fingers along the tops of the cheekbones, creating that little bit of contact, sweeping from the bridge of the nose out to the ears. And then taking your fingers and a gentle rolling of the earlobes. You can roll them out, you can roll them in, with a little bit of self-massage, making contact with your skin, the outermost layer of your physical body, that which holds you. And then from here, bringing fingertips to jaw, and just a gentle massage right here, allowing the joint of the jaw underneath the ears, and then sweeping your fingers down around to your chin, and then upward to the lower cheekbones, and once again from the lower points, the outer nostrils to the ears, sweeping your fingers across the cheekbones. Some lovely little pressure points in there, and you can pause if you notice any tenderness, and a little circular massage, waking up through the skin of the face. Once you sweep back to the ears, taking your hands to the occiput, and once again a very gentle self-massage at the base of the skull. All of this with that intention of kindness. Waking up through any little pockets of tension, offering your breath, your warmth of your fingertips, your generous attention. And then releasing hands down. From here, we're going to rock side to side on the sits bones, and you can have your hips kind of kneading, your hands kneading into your hips. So we're taking a little walk, right sits bone, left sits bone, and as you do so, you might begin to notice a little undulation side to side with your spine. So that as you rock to one side, the shoulders begin to wave and sway, allowing yourself to create from the inside out a little massage of the side bodies, of the low belly. You can rotate your shoulders a little bit here, kind of scrubbing down along the back body as you move the shoulder blades. Let the breath come into it. And then you can even allow the head to come into the sway. And as you do so, slow it down enough that you feel this connection from the rock to the sits bone to the occiput, to that place where the head meets the top of the neck. And just feeling how as you sway and undulate, S-curve the spine, that you can get into the holding in the jaw, in the shoulders, in the rib cage, in your hips. And once again, you might notice little pockets of tension in there. Send your breath and awareness. Now this can all be done in a chair, right? So if you're one of my chair folks, this is all just fine with your feet on the floor. Good. And then from here, begin to walk your hands down your legs and begin to create that massage just like we did with the arms. You can massage across the upper legs, right? Taking the knees, you can keep your knees crossed, you can be sitting in a chair for this. Really loving up your knees. Just rotating hands around each knee. Maybe you do one at a time. Maybe you do them together. Right? Just loving your knees. This joint that, helps us walk through the world, carries us, loving them up, taking your hands down to your shins. You can sweep the energy down, back of the calves. And then from here, we're going to take just the right leg. So allowing yourself to lift that right leg off of the ground and allowing yourself to rock it a little bit. You might hold on to the shin and foot. Some of you might even take that foot into your elbow crease and rock it like a baby, right? Doesn't matter. This can be done in a chair too. You can rotate the foot around the ankle. That feels so good. Nourishing the Achilles tendon here. You can even massage that Achilles tendon and heel. And then give your foot a little self-massage. Right? Right? The toes, each toe gets a little love. And the sole of the foot, the arch, the outer blade of the foot. Rotating it one more time. Right? And then from here, this one, you can feel out for your own body what feels right to you. I'll invite you to take peace fingers around the big toe and begin to straighten. Now, your straightened leg might look like this or it might look like this. There's no right or wrong here, right? Begin to straighten. So we're really sensing into the hip joint, and you can rebend and push the foot forward and rebend. Right? You might open the leg to the side and take it forward. Some of you might even explore taking the opposite hand to the foot. And here, I'll show from the side a little bit. You can just kind of open up to this side. You can switch it out, open up to this side, right? Just getting into that right hip, hamstring, knee, ankle, any of those spots in there. And if you need to go back to the self-massage, finding those little places calling for your attention. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we're going to switch sides here. Let's take that left leg. Left leg got a little neglected, so let's bring it in, right? That little massage across the knee and the shin, and then coming up, giving it a little rock. Maybe you take the foot to the elbow crease, breathing the spots in the hip that are saying, me too, give me some love, right? And then giving your ankle a little twist out here, massaging through the Achilles tendon, massaging the sole of your foot. Feels so good, each toe. Give each toe some love. The arch and the outer blade of the foot. You can rotate it again. And then if you like, maybe taking the big toe with the peace finger, bent or straightened. Maybe going to, there's some dishes happening downstairs. Sorry for the background noise. Give your foot a little bit of an opening in one direction. Maybe you switch hands and greet the outer hip. A little bit of love that way. Opening one direction and the other. It's opening, greeting the back of the leg. And again, if you're finding some little pockets that say, oh, I need some love, give it some massage love, right? This is your precious leg, your precious foot. Beautiful. All right, let's bring that back down. And from here, let's take a few rotations of the spine, really rooting into that lower pelvis. So you can rotate in one direction. You can inhale forward. Exhale as you round back. Right? Finding this, and just as we've been doing, you might find a little spot that says, pause here. Find those micro movements. Send your breath in. Maybe you sense something in the lumbar spine or the muscles around the sacral iliac. Just sending your breath into those little places, and then come back to the rotation. Let's go the other way. Another place that you might sense and feel into the garden of the body is in the organs. So as you rotate, and again, this can be done in a chair, it can be done sitting on your couch. As you rotate, sense and feel what's happening in the intestines and the middle of the body here. You can exhale, draw your navel back and really give yourself a massage across the digestive organs. Maybe you find some of those little pockets of tightness, micro movements. Good. And then from here, we'll inhale. Let's draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, we'll take right fingertips behind, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Inhale for a long spine. Exhale, we'll deepen into the twist. Your chin can come along toward the right shoulder, eyes toward the right side of their sockets. And then keeping the left hand on the right knee, we'll draw the right arm up overhead and begin to drop the left shoulder toward the left knee. And this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. You might sense and feel more in that right lumbar area, that low back, and sending your breath there, finding some micro movements. You can back out, deepen in. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, we'll deepen to the twist on this side one more time. And then inhale to center. Lifting the arms, just feeling that wide open space. And exhale, side two. Left fingertips behind, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale for length of the spine. Exhale, begin to deepen the twist. Chin toward your left shoulder. Eyes toward the left sides of their sockets. Finding your breath. And then keeping the left hand on the left knee, inhale, bringing the right arm up and over. Begin to descend right shoulder toward right knee, and maybe a little bit of rotation of heart upward. Wiggling your left fingertips if you like, feeling that openness in the whole left side of the body, the rib cage. And then inhale, lifting up, deepening into the twist one more time. And this time, inhale, opening up to center, lifting the arms. Exhale, letting the arms come down to your sides. And then from here, we're going to roll up and over the shins. I'm going to turn sideways on my mat, and we're going to come into a child's pose here. And from child's pose, just a moment to let your knees accommodate this shape, let your ankles, if you need a bolster between hips and ankles, that's a possibility here. Just allowing yourself to shift into this shape, let the forehead rest, the back of the head long, back of the neck long. And we're going to walk the hands over to the right. And in doing so, you'll probably notice more sensation on that left side body, into the rib cage, maybe under your shoulder. Even here, finding those micro movements that allow you to send the breath wherever it's needed. And then we'll walk the hands in the other direction, walking hands off the left side of your mat. And you might notice this side has a different story to tell. Right? Maybe there's more holding in the rib cage or in the low back. Maybe the shoulder is tighter. Maybe it was the other side for you. Getting to know your body, your unique connection to this garden, right? And then walking hands back to center. We're going to walk just part way up here. And this time, instead of walking the hands to the side, I'll invite you to take your hips to the side. So I'll show it here. We're going to take the hips off to the right, right? So that we're taking the hips and away from the feet. And then you can use your hands here to gauge how much you're dropping into that hip. But it's a powerful place to reach the right hip flexor and the right hip. You might notice sensation, holding. You might not. All welcome here. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Not too long there. Just taking the hips off to the left. You can use your hands here to sink or lift. You might feel this a little in the knees. Just greeting the joints of the body and the holding that can happen there. Good. And then from here, we'll come up to a tabletop. In tabletop, we'll find a little bit of a flow. We've been doing this the last few classes, just allowing yourself to come long and low on the mat, rolling up into cow, and then arching the spine into cat, coming back toward the heels. You can let yourself take this nice and slow so you can sense and feel those little nooks and crannies in the body. And then really emphasize the breath. Inhale down through face and throat, chest, rib cage, belly. And exhale. Letting this be yours, finding your own flow. And then let's take it in the opposite direction. So we're going to roll up through cat. Inhale. Exhale. Release the spine down, lift head and tail as you sink back. Once again, rolling up through cat. Exhale, finding cow as you lower back to the heels. One more this direction. And then for a few breaths here, I'll invite you to just let this be a free flow. Allow yourself to maybe find some barrel rolls, head and hips rolling in one direction and the other. Maybe you circle around the hands and knees on a more horizontal plane. And then letting all of that go, allowing yourself to just be guided by your sensations, how your body wants to move, wake up, show up today. What's longing to be heard, what's longing to be known.
See, understand.
And then from here, we'll tuck the toes under and we'll begin to lift the hips. You can keep the knees bent at first, allowing your rib cage, your belly, to make contact with your thighs, pressing into the palms firmly here. Let the head be heavy. You can, if you like, nod the head yes, shake it no, stick your tongue out, ha, move your face, your jaw. Let there be a sound if you like. Ah. And then from here, begin to descend the heels, lengthen through the backs of the legs. You might lift the heels up and then lower them down. You might walk out one knee and then the other. Good. From here, we'll inhale, draw the right leg behind, and we're going to pause for a moment, pausing in this three-legged dog shape. So allowing yourself to descend the left heel a little bit further as you lift the right leg. Inhaling. Exhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step forward and take your left foot forward to the front of your mat, finding a low lunge, and from here, we'll lower the left knee down. Just allowing yourself to greet this shape. Maybe you're beginning to sense more talking happening in your left hip flexor. You could use blocks if you like them here, or something under your hands. You can even lift up with hands on top of the right thigh if it's too much to have hands down onto the mat. So allowing yourself to really sense and feel what's happening in this left hip flexor. You can walk or toe heel your right foot forward a little bit if you like, really ensuring that the knee is above the ankle, not extending past it. And then from here, just a bit of focus on the breath, so that as you inhale, you begin to let that breath drop into the diaphragm, into the belly, expanding. Exhale, just let it go. One more like that, really using the inhalation to expand into any holding in the belly. Exhale, let it go. And we're going to move with the breath just 3 times here. Inhale, sweeping the arms forward and up, allowing them to come back down and around as you sweep back forward. Inhale. Exhale. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Descending hands to the earth and shifting hips back, allowing that left hip to stack above the left knee and lengthening through the right leg. You can flex through that right foot. And then from here, begin to move the spine with the breath, so that as we inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, you fold a little deeper. Ardha Hanumanasana. Well done. We're going to rebend into that right knee, hands plant. And we'll step right foot back to meet the left. Downward dog, second time here. This time, for a moment, just bend into the right knee, allowing that to accentuate the sensation in the back of your left leg. Taking a few breaths in this shape, a little uneven in the hips, grounding into the left heel. Beautiful. Let's switch that out. Bending the left knee, descending the right leg. This side might have a different story to tell. It does in my body. Using your breath. Noticing any holding in the calf and the hamstring. Greeting it gently, lovingly. Kindness. And then from here, we'll take our three-legged dog shape, extending left leg this time, and just a few breaths. Really feeling into this three-legged dog shape. Maybe you're sensing something shifting in the back of your right leg, a little energy moving. And then on an exhale, we'll gaze forward, step all the way forward and through. And then you can slide that right toes back a little and descend the right knee down. From here, finding your breath, inhale into the belly. You might find some micro movements. You might back out. Hands can be onto blocks or even lifting up onto the left thigh. Just noticing what this side has in store for you. What story is there to tell? Using your breath here, allowing yourself to really breathe through the diaphragm into the low belly. Exhale, maybe a sound, exhaling out the mouth, let something go. Soften your jaw, your face. When we're opening up in the hips, it's not uncommon to try and grip or hold on with the jaw. So see if you can let that go too. Inhale. Let something go. And then we'll begin to move a little bit, sweeping with the arms, releasing hands. Inhale to lift. Exhale, arms open to the back. Inhale. One more like that. Beautiful. Descending the hands, shifting the hips back, flexing into the right foot, allowing yourself to find a bit of a reach through the heart and spine, and then moving with the breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, undulate the spine down. Inhale. One more. Beautiful. We'll crawl forward once again. Plant the hands and stepping left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. Now, you might notice that as we return to this shape, you can begin to sense little shifts happening. As we've opened the backs of the legs and the hip flexors, how is that noticeable as you return to this familiar position? From here, taking a gaze forward, an invitation to walk the legs toward the hands without bending the knees. It's tricky, and of course, if you need to bend, bend away. But just notice what happens as you walk forward, keeping the legs long and straight. And then we'll find a forward fold. Now at this point, go ahead and bend as much as you need to. Hands might be on the earth, a block, elbow creases. You might nod your head yes, shake it no. Let your jaw go once again. And then for today, I'll invite a rolling up to standing. Nice and slow, with an emphasis on really pressing into your feet, feeling yourself grounded into the earth. Continue to press downward as you allow your upper body to roll out of the forward fold. It's as if the pressing down lengthens you up. And as you arrive in mountain pose, a moment here to notice. Sensing and feeling into your feet, ankles, calves and shins, knees, quadriceps, thighs, backs of the thighs, hips, the bowl of your pelvis, all of this rooting, providing the foundation for mountain pose. And as you press down into your feet, allowing that to create a lift through the arms as you draw arms up overhead. Sensing and feeling that downward focused energy now complemented by the reaching into the realms of potential. That it's here that we can reach for what we want without giving ourselves away. And from here, a moment perhaps even to take your gaze to your palms, maybe palm to palm, make contact. And just lifting your heart as if there's a string that's uniting the center of the palms to the center of your sternum. Just a little lift right here, inhale. And exhale, we'll part the seas, send arms out to each side as we forward fold once again to the earth. From here, finding a halfway lift and lengthen the spine. Your eyes can look right to the third eye point, just everything engaged. Exhale, descending down over your legs. Planting your hands, and we'll step back to a high plank position. In our high plank, we'll pause and hold for a moment, allowing yourself to feel the strength of your body. Drawing navel towards spine, heels back, crown of the head forward. Let your breath support the shape. And on an exhale, we're going to descend the knees. Listen carefully, a little different today. We're going to hug the elbows toward the ribs. We're going to lower down halfway, and we're going to press back up. We're going to do that again, a little yogi push-up. Lower down halfway, and come back up. 2 more. Lowering down, elbows hugging to ribs. They're not splaying out. Pressing up. Inhale, lower halfway. Exhale. And then from here, we'll come through table, lift the hips, downward dog. Allowing yourself to feel that strength in the upper body. This time, and you may want to gaze forward for this one, I'm going to give options. We're going to roll the spine forward like a wave, crashing to the shore, coming back through plank, and then exhale, knees up, bending the elbows, pressing up. You can come back to knees if you want. Bending the elbows, elbows hug in, pressing up. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Pressing back, downward facing dog. Okay. Anyone feeling that? I assume so. I am. All right. Just finding the shape between heaven and earth. Grounding palms, grounding through the soles of your feet, lifting through the hips. And then taking your gaze forward, hopping or stepping your feet to the front. Inhale, we'll find a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, Samastitihi. Equal standing. Palms to prayer. Maybe you prefer palm over your heart. Tuning in. Maybe tapping back into your intention. Maybe getting a sip of water. We'll find Sun A, sun salutation. Inhale, drawing arms up overhead. Exhale, flowing to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, gazing forward. Exhale, folding, planting the hands, stepping or jumping back, high to low plank on the exhale. This time you can come to earth for cobra or roll over the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling back over the toes, downward facing dog. Downward dog is our resting pose. You can always rest in child's pose, honoring your practice, your body. And then from here, inhale. Exhale, gaze forward. You can pounce to the front if you like. You can take little baby steps, however you want to get there, to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lifting all the way up to standing. This time, exhale, bending the knees. Utkatasana. We're going to bring the fingertips to the earth or close to, all right? And just allowing yourself to feel this seated chair pose. We're going to wake up through the legs again. Inhale, lifting through the arms. Exhale, we're going to sweep them back and around. I'll Sit back so maybe you can see me a little better. And we're going to touch the earth. Inhale, just like we did in our lunge. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale into Utkatasana. Awkward standing pose, lightning bolt pose. This one has a lot of fun names. Intense pose, right? And then from here, we're going to lift the right foot, right knee off of the earth. We're going to keep that left knee bent. And we're going to lower right foot. We're going to lift left foot off the earth. Now, if you're like me, I'm standing next to a windowsill. I can hold on to that. So if you need a little help for balance, let's lower that foot. You can lift the right one again. And lower. Keeping that bend in the standing leg. Lift the left foot. And lower. One more time each side. As you lift the right foot, this time just wiggle your left fingertips. Feel that opposition. Good. Lower the right foot. Lift the left leg. Wiggle your right fingertips. Lower the left. Lower the arms. Lengthen through your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, your way to down dog. You can always step right back or come through vinyasa. Your choice. From downward dog, for a moment, descending knees, hips to heels, child's pose. Letting what we've done just now integrate through. And then from here, this is a tricky invitation. I know it's not available in every body. So feel this out for yourself. The invitation is to sit back onto the heels. Now, if your ankles are saying no way, come back to a chair, sit cross-legged, sit up on a pillow. This posture is called rock pose. Sitting on the heels. You can fold palm into palm, maybe allow your thumbs to make contact with each other for a moment. And this folding in of the legs, really good for the knees if you're not injuring your knees while you do it, right? So we want to really listen to the body, but just allowing yourself to take a few breaths in whatever shape you've chosen. Softening your eyes and your jaw. Allowing your diaphragm to be fluid with the breath. Taking a few deep belly breaths here. Beautiful. From here, we'll come off of the heels. If you need to, you can even just kind of tap your legs out a little bit. And then we're going to cross the legs and come all the way down onto the back. Just a brief core series right here. And it'll help us for where we're going as we come back up into standing. So in our core series, hands behind the head, we're going to take a yogi bicycle. So we're going to take the feet off of the floor and inhale here. Exhale as we take right elbow to left knee, lengthening the right leg. Inhale, center, exhale the other side. And finding your pace, right? You might be on a
cruiser bike ride, a little scenic ride around the lake. Some of you might want to race up the mountain. No right, no wrong. This is about just waking up that cross-lateral connection in the core of your body. So you can stay with this movement of the lifted legs staying bent. Some of you might explore taking this with 2 straight legs. You can take that exhale out the mouth if you like here. Just feeling that vigor, that vigorousness in your body, waking up the heart. Such a good way to feel grounded. You are here. That sensation, that heat. Good. One more each side. And then lowering down. We'll take a supine figure 4. Right ankle above the left knee. Threading the hands through. Taking a hold behind the right thigh. You can use your elbow to the inside of your, hands behind your left thigh, elbow to the inside of the right leg. And just greeting that right hip once again. You might rock a little as I am, or find stillness. Send your breath into the pockets of sensation. And then from here, we'll descend the left foot. We'll take the peace fingers around that right foot once again. So you can find a half happy baby in the right leg and extend your left leg long. Now you can always keep that left leg bent if extending it was too much. You might explore straightening through the right leg, rebending, taking it to the side. You can use a strap here, right? If you don't have a strap, you can just hold on to lower down on the leg instead of the foot. So feeling out what your body is needing. You might even take the opposite hand. So we were doing this seated. Now we're on our back, right? So allow yourself to greet that hamstring and hip. Beautiful. Back to half happy baby, bending that left knee and descending the right leg down. And we'll take figure 4, left ankle over the right thigh, taking the hands underneath the body, clasping around the back of the right leg. You might sway a little side to side. Oh, what a good lower body flow we have today. Meeting your hips and your legs. You can rotate through your ankles, right? Oh, it feels good. And then from here, descending right foot to the earth, taking hold of your left ankle or foot. You can find a half happy baby. Maybe you grab the big toe. Maybe you extend the right leg long. Your body, your practice. And then maybe you even lengthen out through that left leg. You can hold lower down. You can use a strap. Letting go of the foot lets you twist it around a little. Maybe you open the leg one direction. You switch it out. Find the other way. Rebending, half happy baby, bending into the right knee. And then descending left foot to the earth. From here, both hands behind the knees, a little rock on the spine, just up into boat pose. In boat pose, you can have your toes on the earth. We're working with a long spine, right? You can lift your toes up. Maybe you take your arms out in front. Finding the breath. Maybe you want to lengthen out through the legs, through the hands. Just a little bit of a shaky shake right there. And then from here, let's cross the ankles, rolling over the knees and meeting in downward dog. From downward dog, just taking a breath, sensing and feeling. This is our home-based shape today. And it gives feedback as to what's changing across the practice. From here, taking a gaze forward and a long, slow walk to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding in. Bending the knees with Katasana. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping arms to the earth. This time, as we lift the arms, lift the right leg right along with it. Right? And exhale, let's descend. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale. A little challenge this time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, figure four. Standing, balancing this time. We were just here on our backs, weren't we? You can use a chair, a couch, a wall, a windowsill for balance. Now, allowing yourself, let me turn back to the side here, to just explore that long spine once again as you begin to descend elbows towards ankle and knee. Finding your breath, flexing through that right foot, protecting the right knee. And from here, we've done this on our back. Take your left hand to your left hip, right peace fingers to right big toe as you lift up, bringing the foot with you. Now this is a beautiful place to stay, or you might take hands around the knee, right? You can do this whole sequence holding the knee, or if your hands, fingertips on toes, you might explore extending right foot forward. Standing, hand to foot pose, balancing here. You might explore taking right foot to the right. You can take left hand to the left, finding your gaze, finding your breath. You can do this with the bent knee, right? We can be right here. And another option is to come back through center. You can take now, bending the knee, left hand to the foot, sending the foot forward, and finding that twist as we've done in these other positions in gravity. This time, a little twist as you gaze to the right. You can do this with a bent knee. Wherever you are, one more breath. And coming back through to center, descending right knee, mountain pose. Letting your hands rest by your sides. Feeling feet on the earth. Ankles, shins and calves, knees, thighs, hips, and the bowl of your pelvis. Inhale, sweeping arms up. Exhale, releasing the knees, bending here. Fingertips touch the earth. This time, left leg comes with you to lift. Exhale, figure four. Taking left ankle across the right thigh, long spine. Begin to descend. Finding your version. Flexing into that right foot. If some of you want to take it forward, you can go all the way down, fingers to the earth.
right? Find your edge of sensation. And then slowly, we'll begin to lift up, right hand to right hip. Peace fingers around the left toes as you bring the leg with you. You are all so strong. Beautiful to witness. Staying right here, or maybe taking hold of the knee, your choice. From here, maybe extending left leg forward. Now, an option here is to hold under the thigh as you extend the foot, right? So there's lots of ways to adapt this, modify it, make it yours. Finding a long spine, maybe you open the leg out to the side, maybe the arm goes in the opposite direction. Guess what? If you fall out, no big deal. You just come right back in. Coming back through to center, maybe switching it out, knee or foot. Whatever version you've taken, allow yourself to come back to center of breath, and then descending foot to the earth. Feeling yourself strong as a mountain. Pressing into the earth allows the arms to lift. On an exhale, forward fold. On an inhale, halfway. Exhale, planting hands, stepping back, your way to down dog. Maybe you vinyasa, maybe you skip it. From downward facing dog, inhale to lift the right leg. Exhale, gaze forward, step forward, low lunge. Allowing yourself to find a nice wide base. We're going to stay with the left heel lifted for this next one. And inhale, sweeping the arms forward, up. Exhale around. And back to the earth. Again. One more. This time, hands to the earth. I like to slide my right foot back a little bit for this transition, and we'll take the left foot off of the earth once again. So we're in a grounded airplane. If you like, you can place something under your hands. In this grounded airplane, we'll find Jiva Squats. On an exhale, we'll bend right knee, bend left knee, and tuck left knee right behind the right. Everything in a tight ball. Inhale to lift. Exhale, tuck it all in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bending the right knee as you descend the left foot. This time, descend the left heel and left arm sweeps you up and around. You might need to toe heel your feet a little wider. Coming in to warrior two. Allowing the gaze to come over the right fingertips. You can lift and lower. You might be sensing your right hip. That's good. We're grounding today. Coming back to breath. Inhale,
reaching away from that bent leg. Reverse warrior. Breathing into the side body. And on an exhale, taking right elbow to the top of the right thigh, left arm up overhead. Maybe you wiggle those left fingertips. Breathing into the long left side body, grounding into the outer edge of your left foot, descending a little bit more into your lunge. And then inhale, reaching away, lengthening the right leg, long reach. And exhale, extending into Trikonasana, triangle pose. You might have the back of the hand against the leg or pressing into the leg, the earth or a block. Maybe your gaze is up, sideways or down. Listening to your neck. Softening your gaze, softening into the right knee, revisiting warrior two for a moment. And exhale, windmill to the earth. And your way to downward dog. From downward dog, inhale, lifting your left leg. Exhale, forward and through to a low lunge. And you know where we're going on this side. Taking your feet wide enough so that you're not on a balance beam. Keeping the right heel lifted, sweeping the arms forward and up. Exhale, back and around. Moving with the breath. Let this feel good. I know I'm challenging you. Descending, hands to the earth, maybe scooching that left foot back just a tad as we shift forward. Grounded airplane. Your version. Finding a moment here, stabilizing through a nice even pelvis, maybe flexing through the right foot. Inhale. And exhale, bending through both knees. Tucking right knee behind the left. Curling into a ball. Inhale, expand. Exhale, grounding down. Pressing to the earth to lift up. Exhale. One more time, inhale. This time we bend the left knee to descend right foot back to the earth, this time grounding the heel, and we'll windmill up to warrior two. I'm going to turn to face you, taking your time to toe heel your feet so that you're at a nice distance for your warrior two. Setting up your foundation so that you can lift and rise from there. Finding your drishti, your focus. Maybe tuning in to your intention. What brought you to the mat today? Inhale, reaching away. Exhale, extended side angle. Forearm can come to the thigh. Some of you might be working in another form, fingers to the earth or a block. No right, no wrong. Allowing yourself to breathe into that long right side body. And then a sweet relief, lengthening through that left leg, reaching away. And on a long exhale, reach, 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 rotate the arms, finding your way into triangle Trikonasana. Exploring how your neck designs your gaze. Softening, gaze down, bending through left knee, inhale. And exhale, windmill to the earth, your way to downward facing dog. From downward dog, bringing the knees to the earth. And we'll come back to sitting. So I'll invite you to take your hips to the side and your legs out in front of you for a moment. This next sequence will come into another seated hip opener, referred to as cow face pose. And there's options. You can come back to supine figure 4 as we've done on your back. You can explore fire log pose by taking ankle over knee and flexing the feet. Or if you'd like to try and come into cow face pose, we are stacking knee over knee. And you can imagine here the little mouth of our cow, right? And we have the ears off to the side, and you might take palm over palm, and you can kind of mirror this with your cow-shaped hands, right? And allowing yourself to find a long spine right here. Now, if it's too much on the hips, you can keep them on a block to lift them higher, or a pillow. In whatever shape you've taken, I invite you to find your edge. For some of you, you found it a long time ago, right? And you're working with a lot of sensation. I know that there's always a few people in class who say, I don't feel this yet. And if that's you, you can bring hands to your feet and begin to descend upper body over the legs. Allowing yourself to fold into this shape until you find your edge of sensation. When you do, the invitation is to send your breath and attention, awareness into those tight places. And then to soften any unnecessary holding. Whether that's in your jaw, let your tongue be soft, let your eyes be soft, shoulders, From cow face, lifting up. We'll take this before we go to the other side into a little sequence by taking the right leg to the side, sending left foot to the inside of your right leg, and we'll begin to descend into a side bend toward the right leg. So you might take the elbow on top of the leg or toward the floor on the inside of the leg. We're flexing back through that right foot. You might even take hold of the inside of the foot, right? I like to use that hand as a little kickstand here, just supporting the head. Left hand can stay rooted on your hip, or maybe it extends long up overhead, and you can use a little bit of that press of the arm to the inside of the right leg to create a rotation of heart upward. Breathing into the left hip, left rib cage, flexing that right foot. And then from here, lifting up, planting left hand. And we'll use that as a base to lift the hips, lift the right arm, opening up right here. Exhale, descending the hips. And we'll prepare to switch sides. Check that the mics are. Okay, there we go. So this time, if your right leg was on top before, we're going to bring the left leg on top. You can come to the back for supine figure 4 or fire log, or begin to walk your way. Knee stacks on knee. You can walk your feet out to the sides and finding your little cow mudra, right? You can see the little ears there. All right, finding that, let the spine be long, settling into this side. This side might have a different story to tell. Using your breath. For those of you that are highly flexible and you're saying, I don't feel this yet, maybe hands come to feet. We're closing a little circuit of energy there as you bow forward. Wherever you are, breathing that edge of sensation, sending your breath in, softening the base of your skull. Letting the forehead go. Letting the palate of your mouth be open. The base of the throat soft. Slowly lifting up, allowing the left leg to come out long, bringing right sole of the foot to the inside of your left leg. And we'll begin to find a journey into the side body, allowing the left elbow maybe to press down as fingertips become a little kickstand for the head. Maybe right hand stays rooted on the right hip or lifts up, maybe extends overhead. Grounding into the right hip, flexing your left foot. Inhale, beginning to lift up on this side. Grounding the right hand as you sweep left arm up and over, lifting up, lifting the heart, fingertips. One more breath here. And exhale to the earth. We'll draw both feet forward for a moment before we transition down. And in this seated position, tucking your feet as close as possible, wrapping your arms around, tucking your nose to your knees, hugging yourself
into a tight ball here, folding your body onto the self, allowing yourself to feel where you begin and end in space. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingertips. Hold yourself tight, lovingly, kindly, caringly. And then most lovingly, descend yourself to the earth, rolling down. Maybe once you get there, taking your knees toward your chest, hugging your shins one more time, checking in with your body. Are there any final shapes, any final movements you need? And then hugging it all tight, honoring any shapes you need, otherwise hugging it tight, curling it in, and on an exhale, descending down to the earth for your Shavasana. Legs can come out, feet to the edges of your mat, shoulders wrapped underneath, palms open to the sky. And then once again, a little scan, tapping into your body, tuning in to any unnecessary holding, letting your eyes be soft, allowing your jaw to release, tongue softens away from the roof of your mouth. Ears release any effort. Back of the skull melting like ice cream on a hot pavement. Shoulders unguarded. Softening the protector around your heart. Diaphragm softens, makes way for this descending journey. Softening into belly, rising and falling with the breath. Naturally. Hips broad and supporting. Legs finally releasing, allowing yourself to drop into the earth as if laying on warm, moist mud, descending 2 inches further into that holding of earth for you. This poem that we began with, I'll offer up again here. Oh friend, understand the body is like the ocean, rich with hidden treasures. Open your innermost chamber and light its lamp. Within the body are gardens, rare flowers, peacocks, the inner music. Within the body, a lake of bliss. On it, the white soul swans take their joy. You are all that. this inward journey supports your outward presence in the world. Depending where you are in this wide world that we share, if it's evening and you'd like to stay on your mat longer, stay. If you're longing to linger in this Shavasana, stay. And for those of you that would like to transition into the next part of your day, beginning to deepen the breath, feel the subtlety of movement in your fingers and toes as you wiggle them awake. Maybe a little bit of rotation once again in your shoulders and hips, just right there on the mat. Just wiggle yourself around, bending the knees as you're ready, rotating hands and wrists around, hands around the wrists and feet around the ankles. And then rolling to one side or rocking on the spine. We meet seated. Arriving one final moment together, perhaps palm to palm at your forehead, resting your forehead into your fingers, bowing down the deep wisdom of the mind as we descend hands to heart, bowing down to deep wisdom of the heart. Namaste. Thank you.